Hi, this is Elisa, and this is the quiz one for industrial organizational psychology. First questions: how have recent history events affected the course of research in organizational psychology? Several recent historical events have greatly affected the course of research in organizational psychology. Examples of these events include Hawthorne studies. It is one of the most important events that affected the course of research in organizational psychology. For more than 10 years, the Howard studies are well known for the evolution of industrial and organizational psychology, cited Jex and Bree 2014. This is because it was one that led the development of the organizational side of the field. Through these studies, several have been an increase in worker productions and they have been working efficiently. The next one is that has affected the organizational psychology is the increasing globalization of the economy, changing workforce demography, and refining the concept of the job. In this event, political conflict led to new humanitarian perspectives on humankind, work, and the economy, per Jex and Bree 2014. Any discriminations on race, sex, age, and the color was violated. There was also equal employment and personal dignity to all employees was upheld. In the second questions, it is describing the socialization process for graduate students in your program. Is the program successfully in socializing newcomers and increasing your embeddedness? The socialization process for graduate students in my program would start with anticipatory socialization. This will occur during the recruitment phase, where the graduates are supposed to gather information about the organization and decide whether they could fit in it. The next process would be the encounter in which the graduate would see the job as they are. In this process, the graduates are given their new role in the organization, cited Jex and Bree 2014. The next process would be the change in acquisition in which new employees become used and comfortable with their new role. Then the behavioral index that deals with the turnover. In this employee can move on the organization if new opportunity arise because they are now skilled. Lastly, the effectiveness comes mainly about the attitude at work, level of motivation, and your involvement. The socialization process is good as it increases the employee embeddedness with the organization. This is important as it makes the employee feel connected to one another in the organization. When employees are connected, they can work efficiently without abusing one another and therefore also help control counterproductive behavior. The next question is how organizations reduce or stop work-family conflict. Work-family conflict can be reduced by introducing good and friendly policies that are able to keep the family and work in good balances. This can also be done by resigning the job against to fit with the need of the employee, cited Jex and Bree 2014. The behavior of the supervisor and the organization cultures is essential in reducing the preventing work-family conflict. The supervisor and the organization should help the employee make sure that they are created and balanced between work and family. We already know that a lot of organizations, they're already working with this with employee. They can give more flexibility to the employee, like example, working from home, work at different hours, provide child care or elderly care, so they can have more balance with the employee and the worker. The question number 4, imagine you have been asked to develop a performance assessment program for employee development. What technique could you use to assess employee performance as comprehensive as possible adequately? To adequately assess the employee performance as comprehensively as possible, I would rate the employee performance on a specific task and rating of overall performance. The rating can be done by checking how employees meet their performance expectations and perform well in the task given. Cited Jex and Breed 2014. Employees can also be rated by checking their non-task behavior, such as whether they help others in the group or whether they attend a scheduled function. Employees can actually help in different way. At the same time, many organizations they actually have some kind of way to monitor and develop that they can actually do with the employee. I also believe that in my organization we use task performance. We have actually 2 or 3 times a year they send us a survey that we had to take it, and it gives some kind of like around 10 questions that is measuring like how satisfied we are, if we are be able to have everything that we needed to do our job well done, how we can rate our manager, our leadership, and some kind of question like that. And at the same time, another question that say, well, we are using our skill correctly in our current department. So I really believe that assessment can actually give more information about the overall or the employee and how they feel on their department. At the same time, like right now, they have a new way that they just like matching on your previous the previous job that you had done and your current position. Like they had kind of way that match your information that you already know or skill with other other kind of open positions that they can actually be able to in some kind of future maybe offer to you, which is I believe that's kind of cool because it just gives them the talent acquisition department more information on what you actually are capable and what skill you have that can help in another position with the organization. The last question is, list down positive organizational constraints and state how they lead to counterproductive behavior. Well, we can have here few down, and the first one that I'm going to discuss is norm. People mainly want to fit into the norms of the organization. Therefore, they have behaviors consistent with the organizational norm. And that was said by Jex and Breed in 2014. People will engage in counterproductive behavior such as sexual harassment, and it is common in an organization. In my almost all my job actually, they have some kind of assessment that let them other people that work at the organization what is sexual harassment is and how to prevent it and how they can be anybody can actually report it. A lot of organizations they are very very big on sexual harassment, so that it is a test and actually some kind of assessment that we have to take it at the organization that I'm currently working on. The next one is stress. Sometimes people engage in counterproductive behavior due to stress. If there is a stress in the organization, people react with anger, anxiety, and dissatisfaction, leading to counterproductive behavior such as sabotage duties given to them. That actually can happen when people feel stressed and overwhelmed, or maybe they've been working too much hour. Maybe their job is not, or their responsibility is not actually met because they already had burned out. So this is something that a lot of organizations, especially where I'm working right now, they have some kind of assessment and video that people can see, so they can actually be able to manage their stress in a healthy level, which is the people can still work and be able to produce the need that they need to do, but actually know how to manage and be able to recognize when something is stressful, so they can actually walk away and be able to go back with the energy, so continue to doing their job. The next one that I'm going to discuss is injustice. People engage in counterproductive behavior due to being treated unjustly by the organization or people within the organization, cited by Jex and Bree 2014. For example, when people are poorly paid, they deliberately leave the job before time because they tend to steal in the company because of being poorly paid. I know when I was reading the book, our book for Jackson Breed, I know it's discussed there that they got so kind of it was like an eyes opening to see how many people had steal from the job. And I believe that this is just like a poor, maybe people that didn't get paid that much, or they doing some kind of revenge to the organization, but maybe it's actually assist. I also believe that if people is being treated injustice, it can be many different ways. Like I feel like in the department that I used to work, a lot of the people that they are from the same friendship, you be able to see how they grow faster in the organization, even though there's other people that they have the skill, the studies and everything, but it's kind of harder for those people to actually grow in the company. So this is injustice, and I believe that is continue doing it, continue happening in different organizations. And I'm not saying that people will actually steal or nothing like that, but most of the time they actually walk away from the employee and look for something else that actually be able to recognize the work, the study, and be able to actually provide the skill that they actually have, and they are being like lacked to not be able to provide. So there is many different ways that possible organizational constraints and can be happening, and people can be counterproductive behavior in the organization. Well, thank you. This is Elisa, and have a nice evening. Bye.